So throw your hands up and fill the next cup. Let's get this started again, 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 again. Me and my whole crew, we live with no rules. Let's get this started again, again. So if you feel like me too, there's only one thing to do. Let's go. Pay down, call the taxi cab. Got a case in the fridge and a bottle at the crib. Let's all get twisted, double fisting, drink up, no resisting. Let's get this started again. Let's get this started again. Let's get this started again.
What's up, everyone? It's your boy NSRacing42 AKA Nathan Stapleton here, and welcome everyone to race number 12 of the season, here for season number 2 of the NIRA Red Bull Cup Series. And we are here for the only road course all season long, and we are here to end 2 races this weekend. First, it was the Napa IndyCar Series yesterday, and now today it is the Red Bull Cup Series turn. Here for 14 laps of racing around Watkins Glen, my favorite road course of them all. Last time out at Darlington, we saw a crazy finish, and it was Christian Russell getting his second win of the season. And you know who we also saw at Darlington? Coley Smart up in the booth. And Coley Smart, welcome back up to the booth for the second time in a row here in the Red Bull Cup Series.
Yes, hello. Awesome to be back out here. We are in progress, so at the time being, we're getting in progress over here. First, I have to grab my ticket, grab my plane, and get all the teams ready to head over to Australia for the Australian Grand Prix, hopefully happening within the next week or two. Live from Coder Park, the only oval race of the season. But enough about my self-promotion, let's head back to Watkins Glen. A road course with 7 turns plus 8 boots, so now we have even more turns out there. So now an approximate, if I am correct, a 10-turn course now here in Watkins Glen, including the chaotic boot. If you think things were not crazy enough with the carousel and with the S's, oh, you haven't seen anything yet. The boot has claimed victims of many before. 3-ride racing in the boot is a huge no-no in my book. And this will send you more towards to a last place finish just like that. I've been around here recently at Watkins Glen and other leagues, and I have seen a survival guide on how things get done. And let me tell you this, one mistake in the boot and it could majorly shake the point standings like what I recently experienced in the past league a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, very true. There will be no cautions here today at Watkins Glen. The only race that we will have no cautions all season. But it's a tough place, like you said. You have to be careful everywhere, especially off of that last turn. We see so many guys hit that tire barrier off of what is normally NASCAR turn 7, and that can really hurt these drivers here at Watkins Glen. And here are the point standings after Darlington Raceway. So, the top 8 are still the same. Matthew Alford and Christian Russell now have 2 wins each. And then South, Yepes, Way, Bishop, Brock, and Smith all have 1 win. Trey White is 40 points to the good. Ryan Kendall is 39 points to the good after a great finish. And Bobby Frazier is 38 points to the good. Quinton Moore and Ben Crouch are 13 points to the good, and this is where it gets super duper tight. Travis Crampton is 5 points to the good, and James Ellison and Adam Garcia are 1 point to the good, and 17th Angel Avila is 1 point out. Nathan Faden, after having a great one last week at Darlington, fell back late in the going though. He's 7 points back. Luke Rainey, after a great one, he's 12 points back. And Larry Hager is 14 points back. So with the points gained really tight after last weekend after last race, I should say, at Darlington. What are these drivers' mindsets going into the only workhorse of the season, especially for drivers like Travis Crampton, James Ellison, Adam Garcia, Angel Oliveira, Nathan Faden, and Luke Rainey, and even Larry Hagan, knowing that they have a shot to possibly be into the playoffs after this race is over.
Oh yeah, for sure. Taking a look at the playoff standings, we still have 7 positions remaining. And taking a look at the playoff standings, we got drivers like Trey Wright, Ryan Kenner, and Bobby Frazier. They are almost locked into the playoffs. If they keep up this consistency, then we are realistically looking at 5 spots. Daggum, I'm gonna have to give myself a dark point once this video pops up. 8 spots left earlier. Dadgummit. Anyway, so realistically, we could be looking at 5 spots left if these 3 guys continue to pull away with the points battle. And with another new winner, that could change things up. And speaking of possible new winners, Luke Rainey starting on the pole. And starting right next to him is the number 78 of Roger Ray. Both of them without a win this season. Could it be any of their days, including those towards the front?
Well, Watchway does always have a win this season. He won at Texas, but Luke Rainey,
Not from what I see here.
he's 5th in the playoff standings.
You put the number 77 there.
Oh, anywho,
Nice start.
Anywho, that's supposed to be 78. Anywho, Ben Crouch last season, he won this race in the 78. So can the 78 go 2 years in a row? We just have to wait and see. Watkins Glen is full of opportunity for drivers to point their way in and have a good chance in the points, or to see a new winner. We just have to wait and see after 14 laps here for the Xbox 360K at the Glen. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get these engines rolling off, as it will take a long time for these guys to get around for the pace lap. 3.4 mile long road course here today at the Glen. And the engines have been fired here at Watkins Glen International. And we are set to go racing for the race number 12 of the season, and for the Xbox 360K. So my question to you is this, Cody. Watkins Glen is a wild place. We've seen lots of crazy crashes here and lots of chaos. What is the advice to these drivers to get around this place and to just survive here at the Glen today?
Well, piece of advice number 1 is to not make a mistake. If you do, especially with how far these guys are at, you could find yourself all the way to the back just at the snap of a finger. Another thing I want to put in regard here. Qualifying matters at road courses, and it indeed does at the Glen. So that's why whenever we make our predictions, I'll be picking a driver more towards the front to possibly win this race. But for all the others in the back, they're salvaging for points. So trying to make those swift moves here, especially in turn number 1, and maybe in the S's as well. Trying to keep up that momentum, especially towards the boot, because that could be where we see the most crazy of accidents, not only at the boot, but coming out in the final turn as well.
Yeah, right here. Yesterday we saw a wild flip coming out of this turn, and a IndyCar actually went over the guardrail. So, who knows, we could see that happen here today. But it's going to be wild, and it's going to be close on fuel, because it's going to be about 6 to 7 laps on fuel. So it could be either a 1 or 2 stop race, and it could end up being a fuel mileage race towards the end.
Yeah, like our guys over here on our side of the game is trying to determine the lap distances, and it could include 1 or 2 lap strategies, just like this possible race here. So maybe we'll watch and learn and see what happens here at the Glen. But while we are watching to win, I'll be picking my driver to win the pole setter, Luke Rainey, to get redemption, get his first win of the season.
Here we go, coming out of turn number 7 for NASCAR. The Xbox 360K is underway at the Glen. What a move from Madison Tall, 3 wide and turn number 1 through the middle, and she takes the race lead halfway through lap number 1.
I gotta tell you, amazing momentum and great movement in number 42. I gotta say, we've had some female drivers win before, but we haven't seen one win this season from past memory.
Oh, there goes Tall way wide.
Oh, and just as I say that, big mistake on the 42. This gives Roger Way a chance to take the lead and possibly contend for his second win of the season. Can we see 2 for 2 for drivers getting the second win?
It could be fairly possible, and if that 78 car wins, it will be 2 for 2 for the 78 here in the Red Bull Cup Series at the Glen. Have to watch out for NASCAR turn 7 here. Gonna see a lot of drivers smack the wall.
Oh yes, especially in stock cars. Oh, close call for the 48. As we watch the rest of the field back here to see if they don't make a mistake. And that 48 driver of Andrew Miller, a close call for him. As you see Roger Way take the lead on lap number 1. And the Madison Tall, her going out is to get past the 78 because the winners, as long as you're on the top 30 in points, will make the playoffs.
So far, so good, clean, no cars with damage yet on lap number 1. Now halfway on lap number 2, Madison Tall comes into this race 21st in points. So she's either trying to get a good amount of points going into 4 races left, or trying to get a win. And this could be a good place for her to get that win as well. But Roger Way looking awfully strong at the moment. But Luke Rainey fell back to, I believe, 5th place, now back up to 3rd.
Oh man, and Andrew Miller up to the 4th position. He was close to smacking that wall in the last lap. But now it looks like last season's All-Star winner, he is trying to bounce back, going in the 4th position now. Tyler Fink, where did he come from? He's up in the 5th position now.
Yeah, Andrew Miller, he's about 30th place in the point standings. So he desperately needs a win if he wants to make it into this year's playoffs.
Each race it gets more critical.
Oh, there they go! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, this is terrible.
Someone's got impaled.
Yeah, that's a KO right there. As they try to take a look who was the victim of that KO.
Looks like, oh no! The 32 of Bobby Frazier.
Oh no, and he was so good in the points as well. He was 38 points in. That's going to be a big toll for him. Added insult to injury, he might get lifted over to a nearby New York hospital to see if he's alright. Because that crash, I gotta say, he could end up missing a couple races because of that. And that will end his playoff hopes right then and there. Dang. Gotta pray for the 32. Hopefully he'll be alright and we'll be able to race in the next 4 races before the playoffs.
That was a big hit. There are no injuries in ILA, but still that does not change the fact that that was a huge hit. It right into the pit wall. Going to have to take a look at that after this race is over to see if what happened, as that happened right in the corner of our screen. A tough way for Bobby Fraser.
For sure. I mean, that was a huge crash right there. And again, me just learning. This is my second weekend in the NIRA. As Masson Tall went overboard, trying to pass for third and now for second. This might force the six into the wall, and he does.
Wow.
He pulls her into the wall. Another, oh my goodness, contact, contact. Oh my goodness. This is very crazy over here in the final turn of the Glen. Oh, them trying to control themselves. Jeez.
That's what that's what it's all about in that NASCAR Turn 7. They overshoot that turn a lot, and we saw Massenthal, she went wide in NASCAR Turn 6, and so she dived in Turn 7 for NASCAR, and that shoved Luke Rainey into the wall a little bit.
Good thing for Luke Rainey is he's still in the third position. He'll have to fight it out with Andrew Miller, though. Miller in a possible must-win situation, trying to close down to Roger Ray, who could be on his way to a second win this season.
He won at Texas Motor Speedway in a wacky race, the wackiest race I've ever done. He's trying to win in a somewhat normal race and get the 78 car to win back-to-back times here at Watkins Glen in the Red Bull Cup Series. But we are only on that 4 of 14. It's a long race to go here at the Glen.
Yeah, and speaking of two-time winners and drivers with a bunch of momentum, the one I haven't seen with much momentum today is William Bronkin at number 88. I mean, he's been doing pretty good here as of late. But now, after a great past few finishes, by the looks of things, he could be wherever
He's in... Oh, well, my memory are talking about me starting to make some moves up to the front. He's in 13th right now.
If he can get himself inside the top 10, that'll be another top 10 towards his streak of consistency. And consistency is a #1 factor out here on these series, especially in the playoffs. You can a bunch of points like that, it can transfer you very easily. First seed or not, William Brock could be part of this battle of the championship if he keeps this up.
And one driver that needs points today after a 38th place finish last time out at Darlington, Mark Davison. He's 37th in points right now. He needs to get a top 30 in points by Indianapolis. It's over, and right now he is having a pretty good day inside the top 15 so far.
Yeah, he's got to watch out though, as we are taking a look at William Brock, his teammate Andrew Miller, and to the third position, as Tyler Fink and Massenthal running away from the rest of the pack.
Yeah, watch away and Tall. Last season in the first season of the Krispy Kreme series, Massenthal had the most wins out of anyone and should have won the championship, but got caught up late in the going in the playoffs and was not able to win the championship. We have not seen that much of Tall this season, but she's been getting better and better and better. We saw her inside the top 15 last week, and right now she is in second trying to close in on Roger Way.
Oh yeah, oh boy, here we go.
Clifton hit that. No, Clifton hit that the outside wall. Oh, someone else just hit the wall. Nathan Faden.
Oh man, and this might add an insult to injury for a tough break at Darlington last week. He was running in the lead for the first half of the race as he had some pretty bad damage to the left side of his car. That's not going to serve his playoff favors at all. So, I mean, for Faden, this might just put him in a must-win situation as we're down to 4 races after this one. Faden will need a massive recovery.
Yeah, Nathan Faden, he didn't really have the best of luck. He comes in here, I believe, 12 points behind, but if he finishes back there, he might end up being in a must-win situation going into these last 4 races.
And very much to the outside of Madison Tar right there. That's going to help Roger Ray run away from the competition as we're almost halfway through this race. And something I want to put in regard, pit stops. And we can see a unique strategy over here. So we are expecting to see some cars come in this lap.
Yeah, about lap 6 or 7. Then we see some people pit this time by.
We'll see who comes in, who stays out, and who could potentially go for a one-stop strategy. Oh, Andrew Miller hard in the wall. Don't help Luke Rainey catch up. And let me tell you something else. These tires is going to be cracking back to 12, 24, 22, and the 17 almost goes around. And other cars smacking the wall.
Lots of drivers into the wall, that time off of turn 7 for NASCAR, and we are on that number 7. This is going to be really close on fuel. Will they pit this time by, or are they going to try to pit on lap 8 and end up only making it a one-stop strategy, barely?
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you there. At this rate, it looks like it's going to be a one-stop strategy only. The field range is usually 6 to 7 laps, but if they can go to even lap 8 and not even pit, this will be impressive. And we can tell that some drivers could be saving fuel and tires to possibly prepare for a last lap attack to gain some pretty good positions.
Yeah, that's for sure. Right now, it's been the top 2 the class of the field of Roger and Massenthal, but Diego Yepes in that 47, he won in a photo finish with his teammate at Daytona just a few short races ago, and now he's inside the top 5.
Oh, yes. Diego Yepes now trying to contend for another top 5 after that race victory. Almost want to try to follow in the Roger Ray's footsteps. All these guys with 2 wins this season. Kind of odd we're not seeing Yepes winning 2 races yet in relation to everybody else. As well! And another wall hit! Luke Greeny and Andrew Miller, victims of the wall yet again, and more in the wall!
Ben Crouch into the wall.
Geez. Yeah. More cars hitting the wall. Oh boy. Including Kristen Russell. Oh man, my voice is not going to survive after this. And guess what? No pit stops. Oh my goodness. I don't know about you, but this can be technology in the making here at Watkins Glen. Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was 6 to 8 laps on field, but I don't know now. These guys are trying to stretch it.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe this will be a strategy on field. And if the pit window is doubled, then that means you can have drivers like Roger Ray Massenthal save field. They have a pretty good gap right now. I mean, if they start saving fuel a little bit per lap, maybe not stopping the throttle in certain straightaways, then maybe, just maybe, they can have a chance of surviving throughout the entire field and be an ultimate contention and win the only road course race of the season.
Yeah, this is the only road course of the season, like you said, almost 3 wide for towards the back of the field. But back up to the front. Is anyone going to pit here on that number 8? Yep, here we go. On that number 8.
Don't hit it! There you go. Let's say, don't hit the barrels again. We don't want to see another barrel. Oh, and one off the road. Oh my goodness.
Deshaun Richardson.
These cars are getting... These cars, oh, they took Kristen Russell. Jeez. And you know, the funny part about this is the 11 and the 2 are in the back, and they both won 2 races this season. Not so good races for those guys.
Yeah, definitely, that's for sure. Only 2 people came in on pit road this time by. And now, a huge gap a 4-second gap right now for Watch Away.
Oh yeah, for sure. And now, this can go between fuel and tires. What strategy will prevail? And by the looks of things, it looks like fresher tires may or may not prevail. It may depend on the next set of pit stops. Regarding to the relationship between the last lap on this one and the previous lap, these tires must be worse, so they must be slower. Therefore, in this particular case, we should expect Madison Tall and Luke Rainey being the top two after this cycle.
Yeah, these tires are pushing on 3 seconds off the fastest lap right now for Watch Away. So I'm expecting most likely lots of people coming in to pit road this time by.
Oh yeah, I gotta agree there. Because in this case, tires mean everything. Yes, they'll pull off faster laps than Tall and Rainey, but at least they'll go to pits now, not stay in those old tires, and stop making those slower lap times. As a 43 stand now, or maybe not. What the heck is he doing?
I think it was a shot.
What the heck?
And Josh South overshot pit road. In a busy pit road, everyone on pit road.
Good Lord, guys! Don't smack the inside one when you miss pit road, okay? Jeez, you're just getting more damage to your car.
All but I believe 4 drivers stay out. Nathan Stapleton, not Bobby Frazier, but the 41 of LJ Bishop, Josh South, and Lily Hagan all stayed out.
And it looks like, in relation to everybody else, the 6 may or may not be ahead of Tom.
I believe the 42 is ahead of the 6. I think so, at least. And yep, she is. And
holy cow, what an unexpected turn of events!
but we just have to wait and see for Lily Hagan, Josh South, RJ Bishop, and Nathan Finn. Is this gonna be some kind of strategy call? Because they're probably gonna pit this time by.
And maybe get even fresher tires, but here's the thing. They are not pitting from the initial lead. So this might actually hurt them on pit road.
Yeah, we just have to wait and see. Lily Hagan, he is one that needs to pull some strategy right now, as he's outside the cutoff.
For sure, and he's pitting, not missing it this time. 1-9 miss. 1-41 miss. 1-95 miss. No, they won't. They'll pit this time. Finally.
And everyone have pitted now. So 8 to 10 laps on fuel. That means it's just a one stop. And oh man, Tall got by Watch Away.
And she's pulling away as well.
Oh, never mind.
Oh my goodness, and the 78 touched the wall a little bit as well. We could see a crazy battle for the win here at Watkins Glen.
And those 2 drivers will end up cycling out as the top 2. I didn't even see Tall pass Watch Away. We will focus on the 43 and the other 3 drivers staying out and then pitting that lap. But Yepez,
oh yes, for sure.
But Yepez in 3rd now. Tyler Fink up to 4th. Nathan Stapleton out of nowhere in 5th. Ryan Kendall in 6th. Jose Mills in 7th. Quinton Moore out of nowhere in 8th. And Ace Garcia in 9th out of nowhere. And where did Mark Davidson come from? He's gonna cycle out in 10th.
A tough break for number 6 or Luke Rainey, now outside the top 10.
Yeah, he's in 11th.
The same pit stop strategy as Madison Tall, I may add. Tough break for the 6. Hopefully he can get a top 10. Hopefully try to rally back. He's got 3 cars that he could possibly pass with 3 laps to go. Maybe he can get past those guys and gain even more points toward the standing.
Yeah, Luke Rainey and Tall did do the same strategy. Tall would take the race lead away, and Luke Rainey, it ended up cycling outside the top 10. But it's gonna most likely come down to Massenthal and Roger Ray for this race win. Coming to 3 laps to go.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, close call by Roger Ray right there. Watch out, 47. He's safe. As we're keeping an eye on these guys, and it looks like the 21 touched the wall a little bit. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. We could see 3-1. Oh! Contact!
Oh, the 51! Chris Salvet.
Oh, man, and he was doing so good at Darlington last week as well.
Oh, John Andrews into the outside wall.
Russell almost got it.
And that could very well happen for Tall on the last lap. Watch away. He's in second, but he's not that far behind. He is still in position that if Tall makes a mistake, then Ray could get by her. It's not over yet here at Watkins Glen. Still over, I say, 8 miles left. Maybe 7.5 miles left. 2.5 laps left here at the Glen.
Yeah, we're going to have to keep a very close eye to the end of this one to see who will win it at the Glen and see if we have another person that comes to the playoffs after 4 more races. And I am getting word over about Bobby Frazier. Despite of the hit, he is miraculously okay, and it sounds like he'll be racing next time as well. So, great job out there. That's some great safety coming from NASCAR and from the NIRA as well. Both series using the Glen. Impressive things on safety over there.
Yeah, that's the big thing about these Gen 6 cars, that's the frame rate just died right there. I don't know why. But 2 laps to go now here at the Glen. And Chris Salveck is slow. I don't know why he's being that slow right now. So, tough way for Chris Salveck.
Okay, so if you take say if we take a look at a replay, when he got turned, he got smacked in the front straightaway, going to the start-finish line. So with how much damage he has, he's basically limping through this whole lap, which is over 3 miles, if not 4.
Yeah,
so tough break for him.
Yeah, the Watkins Glen lift the boot is 3.4 miles, so yeah, that's a tough way for Chris Salveck. Hopefully, these guys don't catch him in time, but I don't think that they will. And
yeah, oh, is he gonna? Oh, come on, man! He's some pro. Keep an eye on the road every once in a while. Massenthal running away. By the looks of it, she won't be able to be interfered by the 51. I assume not. Nope, the 51's gonna make it safely to pit road, and looks like we're gonna be good, guys.
Yep, here we go. After a crazy race, final lap at the Glen. Tall gets into the outside wall. Watch away doesn't. Here we go. Final lap at spots 360K.
Who will get the win? Will we see a first female win of the season, or the third driver to get 2 wins this season? Let's find out in this final 3.5 miles.
We've never had a female win in the Red Bull Cup Series. Can Massenthal make history and lock herself into the playoffs? Or like you said, the watch away, become the 3rd driver with 2 wins on the season. All over the back bumper now on this long back straightaway and not go through the bus stop. Watch away is there. If Tall hits the wall, watch away is there.
For sure. I mean, even for the littlest mistakes, if Tom makes a mistake, then Roger Ray can make a last-minute pass and go for the race win.
Tall trying to make history. Watch Ray does not care about history. Tall goes wide.
Oh, will it be too wide? Going into the final set of turns.
Watch away. Decides to let Tall in, but oh, Tall wants wide again. Oh man, oh man.
Yeah, for sure. Now it all depends on who may have advantage going into the final turn. It looks like the 78 might want to make a move for momentum, but will it work?
Watch away, arcing the turn a little bit. Will Tall make a mistake in this last turn? Watch away, dives it in.
Will the 78 get it?
Oh!
Yes, he will!
And then with the last lap pass, Watch away steals one from Madison Tall. And the 78, 2 years in a row at winning at Watkins Glen. Oh my goodness.
Oh, how about that? It came down to the final turn. The infamous turn for many mistakes that has happened throughout this race. And your winner for the second time this season. And hopefully he doesn't derp in the number this time. Roger Wade gets the second win of the season here at Watkins Glen.
Oh man. You have to feel it for Tall though. She had that race won until the last turn, but what I liked about Watch Way, he kept it clean. It was a clean pass, a clean dive bomb, clear to just in time. So that was great clean racing, clean and hard racing. That's what I like. And Watch Away steals one from Mazenthal here today at Watkins Glen. Wow, what a finish.
Yeah, amazing finish indeed. And something I want to put in regard here. The number 6 finishing in the 10th position. And another important thing I want to bring up, Ryan Kendall finishes in the 6th position. He was 39 points ahead of the cutoff. Now, by the looks of things, he could be even more than a race ahead of the cutoff. And depending on where the 15th finished, by the looks of things, he did not have a very good race. It appears that Ryan Kendall could take away the regular season points lead.
Yeah, Sway White got 32nd, a bad day for Sway White. Ryan Kendall has gotten really hot recently, and he continued that streak here today. And Mark Davison, he needs some good finishes, and he got it here today at a 8th place finish for that 99 team. We just have to wait and see if he ends up being in the top 30 in points after this race, which we will see at the end of this video. Then it could end up being 6 spots left with 4 races left. But before we go over the top 10 in points, let's see a lap into Chris Southwick and Bobby Frazier, and a closer look at that finish here in the Xbox 360K. So this is what happened to Bobby Frazier on lap number 2, going into NASCAR turn 7. He went through the turn all normal and A-OK until the exit of the turn. Keshawn Richardson washed up the racetrack and just turned to the corner panel and nowhere to go but into the tire barrier for Bobby Frazier. Tough break for that 32 team here at the Glen. Not the way that they wanted to end the day on lap number 2.
Yeah, the biggest problem for him, though, he's going to have to deal with a points deficit going into that race. Like I said, 38 points ahead of the cutoff. That is certainly going to decrease by a long shot. And I gotta say, the probabilities of these crashes happening, they're starting to be a little common. On how far it was hit into the wall, oh my goodness, let me tell you. It's not realistic in NASCAR. All I can say about this is NR physics. Blame NR physics for that one to that little extent. But no matter what, tough break for Bobby Frazier. And it sounds like with 4 races to go, he's going to have some work to do to see if he can still get himself in by points. He'll still be in the playoffs. That's the good news. The bad news is the points advantage he had going into this race, gone. Virtually gone.
Yeah, tough way for Bobby Frazier. He's gonna have to do some heavy lifting going into these next 4 races. I don't remember of what the last 4 races are, but he's going to have to do some heavy lifting going into the last 4. Now let's see of what happened to Chris Salvek in the number 51. So this is what happened to Chris Salvek in the number 51, same turn, and almost exactly same thing of what happened to Bobby Frazier. Luckily, he did not hit the tire barriers though, but a rookie mistake by the veteran and champion Patrick Smith was not clear thought he was, and just clipped the corner panel, hauled it into the inside wall, just missed the tire barriers. Tough way for Chris Salvek after a great run at Darlington, and he does not have a good finish here today at the Glen.
Ah, dang. I gotta say, for his accident, at least it's better than heading into what would have been an unrealistic pit barriers there, because those would have been ultimately destroyed. But no matter what, it was very unfortunate for him due to the fact that he was limping for the entire lap. Feels bad for him. Hopefully, he'll be able to bounce back in these next 4 races and see if he can make an interesting run into the playoffs as well. Anyone can still make it at this point. As long as you're in the top 30, you're good to go.
Yeah, and it's going to get fairly tight for Chris Salvek, and he's going to have to do some extra work just like Bobby Frazier if he wants to be in this year's playoffs. And now, speaking of the playoff picture, let's see that dramatic finish on that last lap between Roger Way and Massenthal. So this is what happened on that last lap. Tall got a little bit wide in this turn, and that allowed Roger Way to close in, and side by side. I thought they were going to go side by side down into this turn right here, but was not able to. Roger Way was still all over the back bumper, twiking to the inside right there, and then this is when, and this is where the veteran experience comes into effect. It went wide off of the third to last turn, dived it in, went a little bit wide, and allowed him to get to the inside of Tall, and was just able to barely squeeze by, and that was how Roger Way was able to get the win here in the last lap pass.
I gotta say, an amazing bout toward the end of this race. It took one mistake by Massenthal coming out in the last turn in the previous lap in order for this 1 lap long battle to even happen. So, mistakes were made, but also successful passes were made as well. And that's how Roger Way gets to secure his second win of the season and get to join in on the battle for the first seed of the playoffs.
And there you have it. That's what happened that caused the crashes, and that is the replay of this amazing finish at the Glen. It did not disappoint for the second year in a row. And here are the top 10 finishing results here for the Xbox 360K at the Glen. Roger Way gets the win, Massenthal a close second, but a great point stay for her, who came in 21st in the point standings. Diego Yepes in third, Nathan Stapleton in fourth, Tyler Fink in fifth, Ryan Kendall in sixth, amazing one for him. Jose Mills in seventh, Mark Davidson, a amazing one for him. Larry Hagan, he pulled pit strategy, was one of the last 4 drivers to pit, and he ends up being a 9th place finish, exactly what he needed. And Luke Rainey comes home in 10th, exactly what he needed as well. Quinton Moore in 11th, William Blott. It's not a top 10, but it's another top 15 finish, and more momentum for William Blott. Finishes in 12th, Ace Garcia in 13th, Kukulon in 14th, Wyatt Walker in 15th, James Dawson in 16th, Josephine O'Neill in 17th, Adam Garcia in 18th, Travis Crampton in 19th, and RJ Bishop rounds out the top 20. And just like at Darlington last week, 38 cars finished on the lead lap, and 2 cars DNF'd, Chris Salvek and Bobby Frazier. So, with that being said, what is the final thoughts here today at Watkins Glen International, Cody?
And I gotta say, Some awesome racing yet again at Watkins Glen. Probably one of the more exciting races I find in the stock car racing here. And the best thing I gotta say was the final lap battle. We always anticipate these battles towards the end of the race no matter what. But in the end, I gotta say, I don't think it could end much better than this. I don't think so at all. And due to a last lap turn, like last lap pass, especially in the final turn, this could really turn some heads here on who could really be the closer of the season. We can see our closer right here. The NIRA closer, Roger Ray. Maybe. We're just going to have to wait and see here.
Yeah, Roger Ray came out of nowhere on that last lap of the last turn. Gets the second win and his first win since Texas earlier this season. Now, we went from only one driver having 2 wins, and now for the past 2 races, we've had a driver to get their second win, and now we have 3 drivers with 2 wins on the season. Thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations to Roger Ray on getting his second win of the season here at Watkins Glen. And next time out, it will be I believe, will be the Advanced Starbucks from Kentucky, and it will be, and I will be using the repaved version of Kentucky, the 2016 version. That's gonna be a good one next week sometime. So, congratulations to Roger Ray. Thank you once again for joining me for 2 straight races, Cody.
No problem, man. I mean, I really can't wait to join up with this kind of racing coming up, especially with Australia next week. I gotta say, this ought to be a very interesting race, and going here with 40 stock cars to 26 F1 cars. I gotta say, this will be an amazing run, as I'm gonna have to go somewhere. Some things are running low, I gotta take care of it now. It's like a freaking emergency on my end.
Well, you take care of that emergency. We're gonna wrap it up here at Watkins Glen. Congratulations to Roger Ray on getting his second win of the season. I'm NSRacing42 AKA Nathan Stapleton. You know the points, the playoff points, the Rookie of the Year points, and burnouts here at the Glen. And until Kentucky next week for the Never IndyCar Series and the Rebel Cup Series, I will see you guys later. Bye!
Gotta make it to the finish line every day, every day. Gotta make it to the finish line. Gotta make it to the finish line every day, every day. Gotta make it to the finish line. Heroes never die. Gotta make it to the finish line. You know we survive, even if we crawl to the finish line. I'm believing, underdog dreaming, don't need no tears. World's gotta say it. Heroes never die. Gonna make it to the finish line.